Hi, it's Gab, bringing you reviews from the Toronto International Film Festival 2011. My review today is Moneyball, based on the true story and book of the same name about the Oakland A's general manager Billy Beane, starting in 2001, what he tried to do to shake up the way the game of baseball was perceived, and the way teams were put together, way championships were won, from a more intuitive approach to a more statistical, scientific approach. The A's were not doing well, and he needed to turn things around, and this was the approach, quite a radical one, brought to putting the team together and trying to get wins, bringing it all down to numbers, and bringing on an assistant, a partner in crime, so to speak, played by Jonah Hill, who is the real brains behind this new approach, who really runs the numbers, applies computer science to something that was, up until then, traditionally for hundreds of years in baseball, thought of as being a more intuitive, a scout's role in sort of feeling out how players would perform, and sort of turning that on its head a little bit. And of course, meeting resistance, meeting some failure, possibly meeting success. You might be familiar with the story if you're a baseball fan, sports fan. I was not particularly. I'd heard a little bit about it on the peripheries, especially once they were making the film. I was a big baseball fan in my youth, but I can't say that I am now, so I was dubious if I would be drawn in to this story. But it is a nice little story. It has some good dramatic components to it, as most sort of underdog sports stories do. To me, the human drama was lacking a little bit. The Billy Beane's background is shown in flashbacks, how he came to be in the job that he was currently in, and why he sort of had certain attitudes and emotions in play in what was at stake that maybe other general managers wouldn't. And that was interesting, but I didn't find it particularly weighty, so the more emotional drama wasn't really there. I thought we were going to see more of his home life and that background, which we didn't really. Not that that's necessarily a negative to other people, but for me, I was looking for a little bit more. The story of what happens with the team, as I said, is interesting. It has its peaks and valleys of a sports story, and you may already know what occurred because it's real life, and so it did touch on those points, and the performances were really good. I mean, Brad Pitt was very Brad Pitt in it. Jonah Hill was very sort of Jonah Hill as well, even though it was a dramatic role for him instead of comedy. Not a lot of stretching in terms of acting there, but they suited their roles very nicely. You certainly sort of cared about what was going on. Solid script, directed with a sure hand. Just a nice, solid, well-done picture. I can't say there was really anything more for me beyond that than that. So I would definitely recommend it obviously to sports fans. If you've read the book, baseball fan, Brad Pitt fan, nice piece of work, nothing special beyond that. I would give it 3.5 Gabs. That's Moneyball from the Toronto International Film Festival. Stay tuned for more.